What is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name, of course, is Neo Massimo, and I thank you for stopping by. So, this is the first episode of a new playthrough that's coming to my YouTube channel because the last playthrough epically failed. So with me, I have, what's your YouTube name again? Setsuna the Great Double O.
That's an...
Setsuna the Great Double O. And with Dawn.
What up?
Well, her channel is Pandora Ortiz, and I hope she's there right now. But anyway, we're gonna get started on Minecraft, and I see a village in the distance, so that's the first place I'm gonna hit up right after I mine this.
Oh, you want me to keep
Put
it in
in
the
a
chat?
What did you find?
Because I want it.
Okay.
What did she find though?
Wait a minute, hold up. You can have the 2 irons and the apples. A matter of fact, I'll take all the irons and you take the chest plate. Since you found it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Minecraft. For those of you who hadn't heard of it, which is about 2% of you out there,
Here.
I think you're actually gonna like this type of game.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Nah, alright, so I see a tree,
Basically,
I'm gonna
a
go
survival
chop it
setting.
down.
So, yeah. But we'll be filling you in on certain information. Probably, I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna dump this stuff out.
Get all the sheep.
Okay, excuse me to break the immersion, sorry about that, but this is something that I'm going to be doing throughout this Minecraft playthrough. Well, I'm going to be going over some mob bios, basically, and this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you pictures such as you see on the screen, and then I'm going to explain what the mob does, because there's some things that are not on the screen, so I'm going to be doing all the stuff that is not on the screen. You can pause the video and simply just watch. Okay, so the villager is a passive mob. I only found them in plains and desert, and they only reside in villages. They're the smartest mobs. They're always being targeted by zombies. Socializing by bobbing its head, can breed on its own, can open and close doors, etc., etc. Now, this mob in particular is one that's quite interesting, and it does the weirdest shit I've ever seen so far. But to sum it all up, the villager is one of those mobs that are just there, just to be there in the current Xbox 360 version. And until someone does something significant with these guys, I don't think these guys will be as much of an important mobs. Important mobs, of course, for spawning iron golems and making iron golem farms, if you're cruel. But nonetheless, they're not important just yet. The next mob that you saw quite a couple of seconds ago is the chicken, which only has 4 hearts of health. Now, chickens in particular are hard to find. I haven't really found that many, but when you do find them, please don't do like we did and just automatically kill the animal for its meat. Try to go after them and try to farm them, because these guys have some useful items, such as chicken, of course. You can use those feathers to make arrows. The next mob on this list is the cow, which is one of my favorite mobs. Now, these guys are pretty much everywhere, and when they are scarce, I mean they are scarce. You have to travel long distances in order to find them. Now, these things only have 10 health, and unlike the chicken, they don't die in one hit. And they also have some useful drops. They can drop steak, leather, which is good for early game if you can somehow farm them that early in the game. And they also can be milked with a milk bucket. Now, milk in particular is pretty useful in this game because let's say you get a negative potion effect. Basically, milk acts as some sort of like how do I say this, remedy in order to cure all potion effects. The downside to it is that it cures negative potion effects, which is kind of annoying because you might have these buffs and some mob might give you poison or something, and then you have to go and use the milk bucket and all of your buffs are gone. But it's also useful because if you kill like a large amount of zombies and you somehow manage to get all that zombie flesh, you could eat all the zombie flesh, get all your hunger back, and remove the hunger effect with the milk bucket, making it solely effective in eating zombie flesh. Next off on this mob bio, we have the pig, which is one of my favorite mobs, but is also one of the most retarded. When you're trying to build something, make sure that you have a friend keeping the pigs away from your building, whatever you're building, because the pigs will just basically come and jump on top because they're stupid. But they're the most adorable mob, and that's why I like them, because they're stupid. These things you can actually ride if you find a saddle in a dungeon. Also, they are pretty much everywhere and they're never really scarce, I've noticed. If they're struck by lightning, which is like, I don't know how much of a percentage is that, but on the off chance they are struck by lightning, they turn into zombie pigmen and they don't have the golden sword. Also, these things absolutely love minecarts. I mean, love minecarts. If you have a minecart track with a minecart, they will hop straight in it like no other. Now, pigs in particular aren't useful because cows do the same thing that they do. Even better, cows offer leather. So really, if you're gonna farm an animal, I guess pig is like sort of passable early game, but it's not the mob I recommend you farm. Okay, next up is the sheep. Now the sheep is a rather interesting mob. It's the only mob that doesn't really drop anything such as meat or something like that, but it does drop wool. And wool is sort of extremely useful for building stuff such as beds or getting more string. If you can revert that way, I think so. I'm not sure, don't quote me on it. But also, you can change the color of the sheep by just, pressing that button in order to make the dye apply to the sheep. And that is fucking cool. But these sheep are really annoying in particular because the thing is, this mob has a tendency to just walk right into your door and just hang out in your house. Yeah. Every time I'm doing a playthrough, the sheep just happens to walk right in, and he's smart enough to go through the door, but he's not smart enough to get the hell out. But anyway, I like the sheep because of that. It's a retarded mob, but it's also adorable retarded mob. Now, these sheep are pretty abundant, but they don't spawn in desert biomes or mushroom biomes, I've noticed. But yeah, and I know before people actually come at me and say, listen, they don't spawn in the nether. To me, the nether isn't considered a biome, it's a dimension. And I will make that point apparent when I review the nether mobs. But as for now, yeah, it's only overworld mobs. So anyway, back to the video.
Alright, I had to unplug my mic.
Oh, I can make the iron sword. Okay. There should be trees. Sheep. I think it's time to harvest.
Wait for me. That one.
We gotta go to a cave.
There's a cave over here. I almost forgot.
I got coal for us. Okay, so I hear skeleton.
Uh.
Hey, buddy. Stay over there.
Not gonna hurt you. Then they get your wall.
That's why I love her. I want to get fucked up right now. Too early.
Dead ass.
After yesterday event, fuck that.
Oh, you got blown up by the creeper. This came out of nowhere.
Word.
Yo, let me be in the video though. Boom.
Me and that creeper had beef, so like if I see a creeper, it's over. It's on psych for that nigga.
But we haven't seen the creeper yet, so. Alright.
Oh, I have one, but yeah.
Okay, for bed.
You gonna eat
What is that beeping noise?
I don't even know.
I need. Hold on.
That shit is annoying. Oh, I forgot to take the shit from what I wanted.
I need 4 more.
4 more what?
Hold on.
Wood.
Wooden planks.
Yeah, I need that wool. Yeah.
Oh, it's right there, though.
Wait, where's my bed though?
Oh,
Here.
You grabbed it, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You didn't grab it.
Oh.
You need food?
I do.
Not really.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh. You had apples.
I got 3. Only missing 3 bars. But the apples do not help, like, well, I should say.
I think they do. Wait, where we sleeping at? We gotta rob one of these villages.
Yo, my boy, let me grab one of your houses.
Wait, how are we supposed to get in this one?
This one?
Oh, look, we can go here.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's mob proof. Wait, don't dig shit out over there. This is mob proof for a reason. Leave it that way. Only mods can enter through here. We just gonna be chilling with these people right here. So.
There's cobblestone.
No, this is cobblestone. This is stone slabs. My fault. The village is just like, hey Don, how you doing?
It's a Derek! Get away! Get away! Get off my bed!
Hey, someone grabbed my bed.
I did it. Oh, wait. Hold up. Yes, I did. Come on. Come outside.
Like 2 of them on top of me. Trying to hurt me.
Word.
Rapist. Damn rapist. Alright, I'm gonna go in the cave for a second. Just to see what's in there.
Only a food.
The devil was here. I wonder what he would say.
He's probably gonna watch the video anyway, so it's gonna be like, oh, y'all niggas was cutting ass.
He's probably gonna come at me.
So, yeah, y'all was cutting ass. Like, ooh, a spider. Okay, so excuse me for breaking the immersion once again, but we have to do another BIOS. But this time it's about hostile mobs. So first hostile mob on the list is the zombie, of course. The classic zombie. Now, these things, you can just farm them simply on the off chance you want iron. But really, it's a better decision to make an iron golem farm instead because no iron bars are a rare drop. Now, they're also known to, excuse me for a second, drop iron armor, random iron armor. Now, these things can be dangerous when they spawn in hordes. Now, they burn during the daylight, but when they spawn in hordes, they're a force to be reckoned with. And they will slaughter your villagers. I mean, slaughter. these things have good pathfinding skills. They're actually smart. The smartest mob besides the villager. They don't do a significant amount of damage, but I noticed when you lower their health a significant amount of times, they can do massive amounts of damage. So you have to be careful when fighting these guys. The next hostile mob we have on this list is the skeleton. Like zombies, which I didn't explain, they spawn in all biomes except for mushrooms. Now these guys are ranged fighters, and they will straight left and right to kind of avoid you because they don't have an attacking ability. Now their attack style is shooting at you. So yeah, they have a wither variant which you can find in the Nether, but it's not yet implemented in the Xbox 360 version. Now these things aren't really that dangerous, but when you have like seriously no protection whatsoever, they can pose a threat if they spawn in groups. Now they drop bones, which are very useful if you are that farming type, because then you can make bone meal, which instantly grows things. Also, they have a rare chance of dropping a bow, and in the Xbox 360 version, it's a bow with full durability, sometimes with a random effect on it. It's pretty useful if you just want a bow and you don't want to make it by using your precious materials. Sorry for that massive stutter there. They also burn in the daylight like zombies, of course, and they also spawn in dark places. Now the easiest way to deal with these guys, in my opinion, is just by simply blocking with any sword you have, because it does half the damage that they dish out, and they usually dish out about 1 to 2 hearts. So you'll probably be taking no damage if you fully buffed up with armor, and you just block their attacks and then attack them as they're slowed down. In the PC version, I hear they're more dangerous, but this is not the PC version, this is the Xbox 360 version. Back to the video. And a zombie. I just saw a zombie. Yup, there's a spider and a zombie. Okay.
Don't you see a creeper?
First enemies that we encountered. Fuck. They trapped.
Where are you? You want me to go get you?
No, I'm right here. I'm just running back because... Wait, I have an iron sword. What am I doing? Like, I'm tripping hard.
Yes, sir. What up, Derek? Why are you looking at me?
That was funny what I said.
I'm gonna just go down there slowly. Just to...
You said Derek the live villager?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, that's OD.
Where'd he go?
He had it coming.
He really did.
Yo, these spiders is getting my fucking nerves. Like, they just... I'm like, where you go? Where you at? Oh. Nah.
They're looking like a villager. I should have seen that sooner.
What is that? That looks like a zombie and a skeleton.
The little villagers look like Dino. I remember
that. Nah. No. Nah, you said the Enderman is black as Dino.
No, I never said that. No, I said the little villagers look like Dino. When the little baby ones, I said they look like them. I was calling them, one of them Dino. I'm like, yo, Dino, where you going?
I'm like, roasting people now.
Ooh. I don't like roast people. It's just
where is that?
Comes and goes.
What was that?
I have a joke here and there.
Alright.
Nah, Max, you missed it. I was raging.
Word, Dawn had the only rage. So like, so we were playing GTA Online, right? So we were doing bike racing. Yo, and Dawn kept on crashing OD. Yo, she was tight. She had the only rage.
The only rage.
It was
Let's see,
really
you can
bad.
tell shit just
Like,
got
I
real.
just, like, it got really bad that I didn't want to play I didn't want to play good for a good minute. I'm like, nah, freak this game. I don't want to play this anymore.
Look at that little piggy run.
OD.
No.
Nah, that was funny. Nah, that was funny Friday when you took the cupcake to college, tried to run after you.
Alright, so nothing got done in this episode. So, yeah. But we gotta end it. Because it's about time. Before my computer crashes. Okay, so anyway. I'm gonna leave this episode off on a positive note by saying that we are gonna do something in the next episode. We might go caving or whatever, but this is just the start. I mean, yeah, so everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, and so we'll see you guys next episode.